I've had several requests to make a video on how I pay taxes on my YouTube income. Just a note to my subscribers, this isn't our usual subject matter, but we'll get back to the regular content in the next video. But I know some of my viewers are interested in starting a YouTube channel or even have a YouTube channel already, so this is good to know. When I first started my YouTube channel, I didn't even know I was going to have to pay self-employment taxes. Once I found that out, I started researching it. I read articles, I watched YouTube videos, and I participated in a TurboTax webinar. I should start by saying I am not an accountant, a tax planner, a CPA, or a financial advisor. I'm just sharing my journey and what I've personally done. You should do your own research for your own unique situation. When you become monetized and join YouTube's partner program, you become an independent contractor, not an employee. YouTube will pay you 55% of the ad revenue generated by your videos, but you do have to pay your own taxes on it. I've always done my own income taxes. I bet some of you Gen Xers and Boomers remember back in the day going to the public library to pick up your tax forms, which came with a 100-page instruction booklet. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad we can do them online now. I got monetized in April and got my first AdSense payment in June. I attended a TurboTax webinar in August. I was able to ask a tax expert questions. I gave them all of my 2024 tax information. I asked if I should start paying quarterly taxes now for the September quarterly payment. The TurboTax expert thought I appeared to be in good shape for the third quarter. He thought I had enough taxes pulled from my W-2 job before I retired to cover my self-employment taxes. Quarterly taxes are due in April for January through March. They're due in June for April through May. They're due in September for June through August. And they're due in January for September through December. But if you're going to file your income taxes before January 31st, then you don't have to make that January payment. I have a mutual funds account and I never get my 1099 from them until February. So I wasn't able to file my taxes before January 31st. I started working on my 2024 taxes in January, even though I didn't have all my paperwork yet. I was able to figure out how to estimate and print out vouchers on TurboTax for my 2025 quarterly taxes. I'm sure you can do this on the IRS website or other tax filing websites too. These vouchers are to prepay my estimated 2025 self-employment taxes. They print out on Form 1040-ES and you mail them in with your payments to the IRS. So I was set for 2025, but I wasn't sure about that January payment for the fourth quarter of 2024. I could not figure out how to get a voucher for that on TurboTax without all my paperwork uploaded. I watched YouTube videos where some people said they got fined for not paying enough quarterly taxes, but that the fine was only like $40. So I decided to just wait and not worry about that one quarterly payment. As it turns out, I was fine. There were enough taxes pulled out of my W-2 job to cover all of my self-employment taxes in 2024. And now I'm all set to pay my quarterly taxes for 2025 since I no longer have a W-2 job. I had been saving receipts for supplies I bought for my YouTube channel, like camera equipment and things like that. I was also able to deduct part of my internet bill and my Canva subscription, which is where I make my thumbnails. And I was able to take a home office deduction. So I was able to deduct $1,390 from my self-employment income, which was really helpful. I watched a bunch of YouTube videos about starting a YouTube channel, paying taxes, and YouTube as a business. From what I understand, and again, I am not a professional, you don't need a business license to make money from YouTube through AdSense. You become an independent contractor with YouTube through their partner program. You're automatically considered a sole proprietor if you make money on YouTube. A sole proprietor is a self-employed individual who owns and runs an unincorporated business by themselves. The owner is entitled to all profits but is personally liable for all business losses. I watched a video by Nate Woodbury. He explained when and if you need a business license or an employer identification number for your YouTube channel. He explained that you don't need to create a business when you're an independent contractor. So if you don't have affiliate links, if you don't sell courses or swag logo gear, if you don't have sponsorships, or if you don't hire anyone out to do editing, writing, or making thumbnails for you, or anything like that, then you don't need a business license. If you do hire out help, then you would need to get a business license and an employer identification number. I'll link his video below. But since YouTube doesn't take taxes out for you, you do have to pay regular income taxes and self-employment taxes. This year I was in the 22% tax bracket from my W-2 job, and I had to pay an additional 15.3% self-employment taxes on that YouTube income. So that was like 37.3% taxes on my YouTube income. Yuck. Google AdSense sends you a 1099 MISC at the end of January. You may want to consider forming an LLC to protect your personal finances. If you have personal assets or are starting to form brand deals, you may be exposed to more liability. An LLC may be a good option to protect you from this liability. An LLC, a limited liability company, is not the same as a business license. An LLC is a legal business structure that provides liability protection. A business license is a permit issued by a government agency. Essentially, you have a business license while you're operating an LLC. So you need both to legally run a business as an LLC. From what I understand, you would want to set up the LLC first. There's lots of videos out there on how to do this. Then you would open a business bank account. Then you would get that employer identification number and the business license. There's lots of videos on how to do this too. Most experts suggest to consider forming an LLC when your business starts generating a significant income, usually between $50,000 and $100,000. I'm not making anywhere near that, so I decided not to do the LLC for now. If my channel ends up growing a lot, I could do this in the future. Larger channels are more likely to be targeted by lawsuits. An LLC protects your personal assets if your business gets sued. From what I understand, YouTubers can get sued for copyright infringement, defamation, or invasion of privacy. I don't do any of those things, and my channel is still pretty small, so that's where I am for now. I hope this was helpful. If you're seeing me for the first time, hi, I'm Julie and this channel's Happy on Monday. This is a channel for people who want to retire on a modest retirement income. Thanks for joining me. If you found this helpful, please like. And if you're interested in early retirement, consider subscribing. I'm going to leave you with a quote. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Hope to see you again soon.